BBC Radio Stoke.
James Watt, BBC Radio Stoke. We have the entire group of Blake down the line at the moment. Hello, how you doing?
Hello. Very well. Hello.
We got Stephen.
Hello.
And Humphrey.
Hello.
And Ollie.
Hello.
He was the choir boy, you can tell.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, apart from Stephen, all particularly upmarket names.
Well,
wait a
we just had this on the Feast of Stephen earlier.
To be honest, he is a PH, not an F. That's a big deal in his world.
Yeah.
Although the annoying thing is the amount of people who call me Stefan now, as if it's hard to understand. You know, these probably people who spelled telephone with an F as well.
Better than Steve, though. You're not a fan of Steve particularly.
I'm not a fan of Steve. No, I think it's unnecessary to make it that much smaller. It doesn't need to be.
That's right.
How much extra time does it take out of your life to say that little bit on the end?
Stephen.
Sorry.
Stephen, there we go. Are you okay, are you? Calm down now, Kev.
And interesting colour of puce.
It's sort of... Blake, it's a great new album you got out, by the way. I was listening to it just this very morning, while I was putting stuff together, and it was all lovely, and I'm quite calm, quite relaxed now about the whole thing.
It's a great album for DIY.
Well, you asked me that... I quite like to Love Somebody. I quite like that one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
it's in the public consciousness at the moment. Obviously, old Bublé's Bublé'd it.
Yeah.
But we chose that one to have something a bit upbeat, and then we've also got Wicked Game on there, which was an unexpected choice for many.
How come you chose these particular songs then? What brought you to these songs?
Well, the way it works generally is we sit down, as a group of mates, and we say what we'd like to sing. And then we sit around a piano and see what works harmonically. And then we also make some choices of songs which we want to challenge ourselves and also challenge the listener. So it's got to lend itself to harmony, because that's what Blake's all about, and also try and be a song that's going to engage the listener, whether it's because it's upbeat or whether it's because it's sort of emotional or whatever it is.
Because how did you get together? A long time ago.
Nearly 8 years ago.
Yeah.
It all started with conversations on Facebook, actually. Ollie and I went to the same music college a little bit before that. And we had these wacky ideas online, that maybe if we mixed our favourite pop music, our favourite musicals, our favourite classical music all together, and we did it in a harmony style, which I think probably came from the fact we've all at various times been in choirs as choristers or later on as teenagers. And we wanted to mix it all together. We wanted to do something a bit new and a bit different, and we just started rehearsing this one weekend, and on the Monday we had the opportunity, we jumped on it to get in front of Universal Records just to show them one of our songs and what we've been working on. And it went okay, but we left the room and we were called back in 20 minutes later, and they offered us a 5-album deal. So no X Factor, no Britain's Got Talent, none of that stuff. It was just about some friends getting together and actually enjoying the music that we sing.
That's all very well, okay, but you just you got an opportunity to stand in front of these bigwigs at Universal. How did that opportunity come?
Well, I think actually opportunities like that, I think actually if you fight for them, you'd be surprised how sort of amiable they are to the idea. These people are looking for new talent all the time. This is before the days of X Factor and Pop Idol and everything else, and these things seem sort of run of the mill now.
But you're walking down the street and there was an open door at Universal, was there? And
well, no, we did some searching. We went on Facebook. We found a guy who had previously managed a group that you all know called Blue.
Oh, yeah.
And we got into contact with him, and he actually put us in the right direction and took us in to sing for these people. But they were actively looking for groups doing that kind of thing anyway. So we were lucky, sort of rode the wave on that one.
So if you were, because you sort of met where you were at university when you sort of were thinking about this stuff. So what was the plan? Were you going to be singers, or were you going to be plumbers or architects or traffic wardens?
Singing plumbers. I think that's what we're aiming for.
That's going to be the next album from Universal Records. Yeah. But no, I think we were all. I mean, we all trained in singing. But actually, before Blake turned up, Stephen was selling computers. He was a proper job.
Yeah.
Ollie was still studying and selling some fish on the side as a fishmonger, and I was
what?
actually.
No, you weren't. You're making that part.
No, I was literally.
Can you do that
selling...
Can you do that £1 fish? Everyone's got £1 fish.
He's not from Stoke.
What the hell?
Have you not heard that song?
No.
I'm afraid to say Ollie's from the Victorian era and hasn't seen £1 fish yet, so he's got that to look forward to. It is a brilliant viral.
Is this a YouTube thing?
Yes.
Right,
It was nearly a hit record as well once. They ruined it when they made it a hit, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so get on that one. We could put it on your next album, £1 Fish.
It's on there in honour of Ollie. But yeah, seriously, we were all doing different jobs, and I think I was the only one out there sort of trying to sing as a living, which is always a tricky one. But yeah, we were all trying. We all wanted it to happen, and when it came up, then obviously you grab it with everything you've got, and we've managed to last 8 years. That's a bit of a miracle, really.
8 years, wow. And do people get you? Should I do the tricky question before I get you to sing?
Yeah.
Okay. Do people mix you up with Il Divo?
Yes.
They
And no. Now we're a 3.
Yeah.
It's a bit easier.
We're waiting for the moment when the bank managers mix us up with Il Divo, because then we might have made it then.
Good
Sadly,
point.
that hasn't happened yet.
We when we send an invoice, we send something that looks vaguely like Il Divo and hope we get their paycheck. But
When our accountant sends us the wrong payslip, then we'll be happy. Yeah.
So can you burst into song at any point?
Well, yes, usually when Humphreys tuned his ukulele, which he's going to do now.
Have you got a ukulele?
Yes.
Oh, I'm learning the ukulele.
Are you?
so am I.
Yeah.
That's why it sounds so awful.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. We'll do something, a little snippet of something.
Okay, here we go then.
Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me.
It's fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Because
Thank you.
I'm learning the ukulele. That's great. No, I've got the ukulele myself. We do a class every week at the Biddulph Arms. You want to come on down?
Yeah, well, that sounds like an amazing invitation. But what you will know as a fellow ukulele expert is that a lot of the listeners won't appreciate this at home. But when it sounds like you're playing a wrong note, that's just what the ukulele sounds like.
Yeah,
it's what it's meant to be like. Yeah. Anyway, and we have to drum that home.
That's a good song for a beginner. I'm still very much a beginner. So Dream a Little Dream, and the other one is All of Me. If you go to an amazing place called Dr. Uke online, as you've probably been told, all the charts for the chords are there. It's a great little instrument.
Yeah, yes, right. I'm very good at Mullock and Tyre.
Well, that's all of 2 chords.
It seems to me that if there's enough of you playing the ukulele at the same time, you don't really have to do much because everyone else is doing it.
There's strength in numbers.
Just look like George Formby, and then you're.
We got the guys from Blake on. Let's get a quick song on without the ukulele. It's wicked gay. Down now. That's Blake. Let's get back to our conversation with Blake. It's BBC Radio Stoke. Now you've been gigging around the country. You've got one coming up at Preston next year. We'll talk about that in a minute. But as you're quite posh boys, we've discovered this.
Well, we say our T's and our Q's.
We know how to use our cutlery.
Yeah, that's true. And so it means that you get invited to posh sort of events, don't you?
Well, we're posh by association. I think that's the only way to say it, because we've once in a while we sung at the Palace, and we do the odd gig at the Albert Hall, and we've met the odd celeb. But yeah, we're very, very lucky that our music takes us to some amazing places and allows us to meet some very interesting people.
So didn't you do the wedding? You were involved in the wedding of William and Kate, weren't you?
We were singing that day. We did a couple of performances around London, one of which was fantastic fun, actually. We were on Good Morning America, and we did a live performance of a song we'd created called All of Me, and that went out to about 22 million Americans on the morning of the royal wedding, which was pretty amazing. Apart from that, we had to be up very, very early to do it, but it was great fun. Really enjoyable day.
Because the Americans were loving the wedding even more than us.
It was extraordinary. They had more reporters per station than the BBC has in its entirety. I mean, it was just remarkable. You should have seen Trafalgar Square. They had basically built White City on Nelson's column.
But even now, when we go to the US, it's all they talk about.
Yeah.
All they talk about is William, Kate, Baby George.
Yeah.
Any link. I tell you what, they've done a lot for British tourism. That couple, it's good stuff.
And so with the Good Morning America thing, you were there doing your thing. What, you were just down the Mall somewhere? Look, it's because the PR says you've played for Will and Kate. At the moment, I'm getting you played on American TV on the royal wedding day.
We have, to be fair, we have
creative.
You're seeing through the smoke screen, which is quite annoying. We have actually we have played for them. The invites we have.
It wasn't just on the TV, because in that case, I played for them as well.
No. We have had confirmation from the Royal Mail that our invites to the actual wedding were lost, which is very upsetting. But no, that day we played for some Americans. We've done the odd performance for them and Granny as well. So we've just about can claim it's true.
Really? So you've actually stood in front of them and played. Are you not allowed to talk about that? Because you have to sign a confidentiality thing. What goes on?
In fairness, we've been very, very lucky to be able to perform for them a number of times. We've done about 3 or 4 gigs now at Buckingham Palace, which have been pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And we do quite a lot over the years. We've done quite a lot for Royal Polo events as well. And we're singing for both William and Harry and Kate a couple of years ago at a big polo match for them. So it's lovely to be able to perform for them. But they are just human people like everybody else with a set of ears, and they can hate our music just as much as everybody else can.
I can confirm I've just received a text from Prince William saying please discuss this matter no more.
There you go.
There we go.
That's
We're talking about Princess Charlene of Monaco. I like that. And Prince Albert.
She's a cool princess. She's a cool princess, and
it's a bit more laid back if you go to the Monaco gig, is it?
Well, it's really interesting because it's a bit like Kate in a way. She didn't come from a royal background, and so when we met her, Prince Albert was very nice, but she was just desperate to speak to people and have a normal evening. So we went down, sat down, had a drink with her, and of course, when you're in her position, there's so much formality and so much code and everything that you're supposed to do. And actually, all she really wanted to do was to sit down and have a chat and not have to do the formal stuff. And she was a really lovely person.
Now, of course, I notice you're down to 3 members. You rather remiss. You lost a member a while ago, and so does that mean you're looking for a 4th member again?
Well, if they've got to be a uke player, and possibly from Stoke-on-Trent.
Well, that's good.
Would have been good.
Because they've sung at the royal wedding, that's all.
Yeah, I was at the royal wedding, of course, as well.
Good. This is going well. This interview's going very well. And how do you look in a DJ?
I look very good. I am a DJ, so I look pretty good in one because I am one.
Are you single? Because obviously the demand from the women will be very high.
I can pretend. I can pretend to be single.
Good man.
No problem at all. And of course, I have been musically trained. Get this, you'll be stand by for the impressive. I've done a duet with Alfie Boe and Russell Watson.
Wow.
That's surely a trio.
That's a trio, then.
Well, it's each time. We're not together because they don't talk.
Hang on, this is like our royal wedding story. This is falling apart very quickly.
Were you actually in the room, or was it just the two of them and you were listening?
No. We were actually speaking to each other at the time.
Were they just on television? Is that what it was?
Were you singing along with them in the car? Because that also does not count.
Does that count either? Okay.
In which case, we've also done duets to them. So
if you were going to audition a 4th member of Blake, someone from Stoke-on-Trent that plays the ukulele and is
First
a disc
name
jockey.
James.
How would we do that?
Well, we'd like you to send a nicely worded email with good grammar and good spelling and punctuation to info@we're not quite sure we need a 4th at the moment.com, if that's all right, because we're so happy as a trio. Just be honest, it's been 2 years now, and obviously Jules went into Holby City and has been a doctor on there for 2 long years now. We've loved being a trio. It works for us harmonically. It works very well. The trio sound has bedded in very, very fast. And
does it cause more of a problem now? Because obviously, when there were four of you, it was two rooms in the travelling. Now, who gets might have a double room or two single beds, and then if you get the family room, who gets to put me up?
It's the crib. You see, the thing is that they provide these free cribs now, and when Ollie, when he really kind of screws himself up tight, can fit in that. So he goes at the base of the bed, and Humphrey and I go in the double.
I still have to sleep in the car. It's outrageous.
Hey, now you're in Preston next year, I hear, in the summertime. So it's not too far for us if we can be bothered together there.
Well, it'll be worth travelling to. It's a big event. It's a prom event.
I love that.
Prom in a park at is it Houghton Towers?
Look, it's a long way. Preston's quite a long way for us, to be honest. I know it's everything north of Watford is the same to you, but it is actually quite a long way to Preston.
Trust me, good people of Stoke, it'll be worth it. It's on a Sunday. You can go and have a Sunday lunch, cruise up there.
I'll tell you what, they should go for the weekend, because if they go the night before as well, you can see Status Quo, and then the night after you can relax with Blake. How good is that?
Fantastic.
That's a good combo.
That is good. Have you seen their new stuff, Acoustic? Seen that?
It's great. I like it.
It's good, yeah.
Have you anything doing a naked album like they are? They're on the cover, they've got no clothes on.
Well, actually,
We've done
the whole part of this last album was not to be nude, but to at least strip back the music a little, which I think we've done. So yeah,
I don't think naked albums are a good thing. We actually want to sell some. That might not be helpful.
Well, getting you to wear any clothes in the studio is quite a challenge anyway.
It's true.
Well, slightly disappointed that I'm not going to be the fourth member, and he didn't even audition me, which is
never say never.
Okay,
we get desperate at times.
Yeah, Blake in Harmony is the new album. Stephen, Humphrey, and Ollie. Thank you very much for coming on today.
Thank you.
Thank you.